Eala shares the impact she's been told she's already had on tennis in the Philippines. Eala's Indian Wells campaign gets underway later today, as she kickstarts her run in both the singles and the doubles. It marks the first time in her career that she will play in the main draw of this prestigious WTA 1000 event, marking a perfect example of how rapid her rise up the rankings has been. Around this time last year, she was ranked 140th in the world. Now, she is just outside the top 30. However, it is not even her play that has had the biggest impact on tennis so far, but the fan base she has swiftly cultivated. Eala has now spoken about how it feels to have already had such a monumental sporting influence in her home country, the Philippines. Eala shares how it feels to impact tennis in the Philippines. Chatting to the BNP Paribas Open's official social media, she began by admitting that her goals have grown along with her. "You know, I've only dreamed of making tennis grow in the Philippines, and now I'm bringing a whole new audience to tennis all around the world." Her interview was intercut with chats with her fans, who admitted that they only renew their tennis channel subscriptions when they know Eala will be playing. Discussing this devotion, the 20-year-old reacted to her impact on tennis in the Philippines, noting, "The Filipinos, we have such a strong sense of community, and I feel like when one of us does well, one of us is succeeding, we all have that shared sense of pride. My friends will tell me that the courts are full at home and just so many things that I didn't think would happen because of what I'm doing on tour." Eala will face Diana Yastremska in her first match at Indian Wells and will partner Iva Jovic in the doubles. What happened the last time Eala and Iva Jovic played doubles together? This will not be the first time that Eala has joined forces with Jovic to tackle a doubles event, and given their success last time out, they will hope it will not be the last. After all, they played together in Brisbane during the ASB Classic and stunned fans on their way to the semi-final. They began with a victory over the iconic pairing of Venus Williams and Alina Svitolina in straight sets, before benefiting from a walkover in the quarterfinals. Despite putting up a brave fight, their run was halted by the number 3 seed, the Chinese pairing of Su Yifan and Yang Zhaoxian. Eala and Jovic will face Yelena Ostapenko and Hailey Baptiste in their first-round match at Indian Wells. A creative essay, Eala and the Rising Dream of Philippine Tennis. In every sport, there comes a moment when a single athlete becomes more than just a competitor. They become a symbol, someone who represents possibility for an entire nation. For the Philippines, that symbol in tennis is Eala. For years, tennis in the Philippines lived quietly in the shadow of more popular sports like basketball and boxing. Courts existed, young players practiced, and small tournaments were held. But the country lacked a global figure who could show Filipino children that success in tennis was possible. That began to change when a young girl from Quezon City started winning matches that no Filipino had ever won before. Today, Eala is not just a professional tennis player. She is the beginning of a new story for Philippine tennis, the rise of a trailblazer. Eala's journey is remarkable not only because of her talent but because of what she represents. From an early age, she showed promise with a tennis racket, eventually training at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain, one of the most prestigious tennis training centers in the world. There she refined her skills, discipline, and competitive mindset. Her breakthrough moment came when she won the girls' singles title at the 2022 US Open, becoming the first Filipino player to win a junior Grand Slam singles championship. For many Filipinos, this achievement felt historic. It was proof that a player from their country could compete with the best young talents in the world. Suddenly, tennis was no longer a distant dream, it was a real possibility. But that was only the beginning, breaking barriers on the professional tour. As Eala transitioned into professional tennis, she continued to rewrite history. During the 2025 Miami Open, she shocked the tennis world with a series of incredible victories. Entering the tournament as a wild card ranked outside the top 100, she defeated major champions and top players, including Yelena Ostapenko, Madison Keys, and world number 1 Iga Swiatek. With these wins, Eala became the first Filipino player to defeat top 10 and Grand Slam champion opponents on the WTA Tour. Her stunning run took her to the semi-finals of the tournament, making her the first Filipino to reach a WTA 1000 semi-final. For many Filipinos watching from home, often staying up late due to time zone differences. Those matches were unforgettable. Social media exploded with pride and excitement. Tennis courts across the Philippines suddenly felt busier, filled with young players inspired by what they had just seen. A symbol bigger than herself. What makes Eala's story even more meaningful is how she views her influence. Despite her rapid rise, she often speaks humbly about the impact people tell her she has had on Philippine tennis. She has said that she hopes her success can take Philippine tennis to another step. Growing up, Eala did not have many Filipino tennis stars to look up to. While there were talented players in the country, few had broken through on the global stage. That absence made the journey harder. She had role models from other countries, but not from her own. Now, she understands that she has become the role model she once needed. Young Filipino players now see someone who looks like them, speaks like them, and carries their flag onto the biggest courts in the world. That representation matters more than statistics or rankings. It gives children a reason to believe that they can achieve the same dream, inspiring the next generation. Across the Philippines, the impact of Eala's success is already being felt. Tennis clubs have reported increased interest from young players. Coaches speak about children who arrive at practice wearing shirts with Eala's name. Some even copy her playing style, the left-handed forehand, the fighting spirit, and the fearless approach against top opponents. For many Filipino families, tennis once seemed like a distant sport dominated by countries with long traditions in the game. Eala's achievements challenge that belief. Her historic victories, including becoming the first Filipino to win a match in the main draw of a Grand Slam tournament, have turned her into a national inspiration. When she competes internationally, she carries more than just her racket and gear. She carries the hopes of young athletes across her country. Humility in the face of success. Despite the growing attention, Eala remains grounded. She frequently credits her family, coaches, and supporters for helping her reach where she is today. She also understands that her journey is still just beginning. Professional tennis is a long and demanding career filled with challenges. Injuries, tough losses, travel, and pressure. But Eala approaches these obstacles with maturity beyond her years. She knows that the expectations placed on her can be heavy. However, she chooses to see them as motivation rather than burden. For Eala, every match is not just about winning or losing. It is about representing the Philippines with pride.